Coach, Mama, Sammie, thank you very much for your time. Coach, if you could open up with opening comments, please.
Yeah, like I told our team, this was, we played a very good Tennessee team today. The first quarter was probably really fun to watch on TV. And then you got to hand it to Tennessee. They shot the ball really, really well. And they made shots, and the one thing, you're down one after a quarter, and I don't know how many turnovers we had in that first quarter. We had 10. When we go into halftime with 16, that's really tough. You're giving a very good offensive team extra possessions. The glass wasn't hurting us because they made so many shots. But I'm really proud of this group. I enjoyed coaching this group every day. And it doesn't deter the fact that we played one of the strongest non-conference schedules in the country. We won 23 games, and we won a league title. So I had the pleasure to coach these two young ladies. I wish I had. I told Sammie, I've only coached her for 2 years, and she's been a pleasure, and she's going to go on and do great things on and off the basketball floor. I'm glad that Mama was able to play in an NCAA tournament and win a conference title, because I know that's just something that when you're a basketball player, you remember these moments. So, and she's going to go right along and do great things and continue to play this game. So it's tough. It's tough at the end of the year, because now you got 3 postseason tournaments, only three teams finish the season with a win in women's basketball. But I'm going to miss these 2 young ladies immensely. And I think we can open it up for questions.
Yep, thank you very much. Yeah, we'll open up for questions for the student athletes. Please raise your hand, and we'll get you a microphone.
Sammie, you finished your career with one of your best games, 28 points. Talk about your knee injury at the beginning of last season to coming to this. Can you start to think about what that process has been like, and from the lowest to all the way to the top, and what was today?
I had a lot of support from going through my knee injury, getting back on the court. I'm very thankful for God and everything He's done for me and all the strength He's given me. This year it was really special. I'm just so glad I was able to come back, because some people have tough injuries and it kind of takes them out of it. So I'm just really grateful for my teammates and my coaches, and just getting to play on a big stage like this again.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Mama, what's next for you, both inside of basketball and outside of basketball? And can you start to talk about what your I guess 9-10 months in Tampa, how that's sort of been a nice cap to your career, and what you're going to do next?
Definitely being here just has been an amazing experience. I've been surrounded by amazing people that has lifted me up, from Coach Jose to all of my teammates and all of the staff members. I'm just very proud of this team. I think we've proved every single day why we're so successful, and today doesn't define who we are. It's just, games happen, other teams play better, and we just have to give it to them. And I guess my future, just continue to play, hopefully just closer to my parents a little bit. I've been far away from home for too long, so I think that's the main goal right now.
Mama, the big story has been Coach bringing you to an NCAA tournament. Can you just talk about how it felt taking the court tonight?
I was nervous. I'm usually not nervous, but today felt different. I feel like we worked so hard, all of us, to get here to this day, and it was just wanting to go out there and make everyone proud, and just be happy about myself too. It's not the outcome we wanted, but as I said, just taking the court with every single teammate just feels like a blast. I mean, there is nothing else I can say. I mean, playing with Sammie has been it's just rewarding for a point guard. It's easy. She's such a great person on and off the court and makes everything just so easy for all of us. That all I can say, thank you.
And then last thing, can you just talk about how much Coach means to you this whole season and how much he's pushed you to be your best?
Sorry. It's okay. He means a lot. From the beginning, he just trusted me, even when I was going through my lows. He's always been there. That tough love that parents always give you, but you always appreciate. He's such an honest person. He's always going to come to you and tell you exactly what's on the table. And I feel like everything I've done this year, he's just behind it. People don't get to see that, but he's been a big part of it. So I'm just grateful for him.
Sammie, Mama, thank you very much. Congratulations on
Thank
a
you.
wonderful season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Folks, we'll open up the floor for coaches or for questions for Coach Fernandez.
Coach, when you see a team with 10 players pulling hockey shifts like that in the SEC, you've always been able to compete in the previous version of how we recruited athletes at the edge of the top 25, been able to be consistently in the tournament as an at-large, even without a conference, that UConn dominated for years. When you see a team that can just throw waves at you and waves at you, how does that change how you want to build a team in this new era where it's going to be tougher for you to put up the kind of money to be able to compete at this highest level?
Well, first of all, you got to give a lot of credit to them. They practice daily to play that way, right? And I think they got to be in immense. Their conditioning level is really, really good, because if you're going to play that way for 94 feet and also shoot the balls as well as they did, this was a night that they beat a lot of people, right? Because if there's been nights where they don't turn people over and they don't make shots, and now things are a little different. Well, tonight they turned us over and they made shots, so it didn't really give us an opportunity to do that. Speaking to that, we got some really good guys returning. We're gonna have to definitely gonna go in the portal and fill some positions that we're gonna fill, right? With guys that are gonna fit our system and they're gonna fit as student athletes at the University of South Florida, right? But the landscape, you can't compare the landscape in the SEC and in some of those conferences as far as what they're going to have. We got to worry about what we have and do a great job with what we have to win our league and to get back into the NCAA tournament. And that's what we will do.
Coach, just what does Talasia Cooper do so well to impact the game for Tennessee?
A lot. She's really good. And not only that, in that first half, she knocked down the three, right? She's just really, really good downhill, right? And she's a tough matchup. Not only that, she gets deflections and she creates steals. She's really good. But you look at the roster, they got a lot of other guys that are pretty good too, and, that are going to move on and have some pretty good pro careers. Spear's good, Spencer's good, Cooper's outstanding. You can go right down the line. Spearman, who's at Miami. And then they got Darby and Puckett that can come in and shoot it. The Hollingshed kid, who's long and athletic, right? So they got a lot of nice pieces. Even if they didn't play that way, 5 in, 5 out.
Any more questions?
Just with how much you asked of your team, you know, your 5 starters all playing 33 or more minutes, do you think they sort of did as well as they possibly could just with how fast Tennessee was going and how aggressive they were playing?
Well, I thought, you know, the first quarter, second quarter hurt us because we turned it over so much. If we don't turn it over, now the game changes, right? The deal was, okay, let's get through the first line of defense and score early, or, you know, let's run offense and try and shorten the game. But sometimes the pressure speeds you up so much that you got some driving lanes and you got some ball reversals where you got some wide open shots. But it's a live ball turnovers that hurt us in the second quarter. That did us in.
We're going to go to the Zoom. I believe we have a question on the Zoom. Joe?
Hey, Jose, Joe Henderson, Green, Gold, and Bold. How you doing?
I'm great, Joe. How are you?
Good. Considering everything and the totality of this season, can you look back on this now and say, you know what, this team, we got everything out of it we could have had?
No, I mean, again, Joe, I really enjoyed coaching this group, right? We put this group through a lot in November and December, playing the type of schedule that we played. And again, you don't beat Duke before Christmas if you don't go on the road at Connecticut and at South Carolina and play Mississippi State and Vanderbilt and Louisville, right, and play that type of schedule in TCU. So, you know, I think it definitely helped us in league play, but then you get into league play and we've been so successful, you're going to get everybody's best shot in January, February. But, you know, again, losing those 2 that we shouldn't have lost, and then coming here to win, going to Fort Worth and winning 3 in 3 days. Winning a conference championship's hard. It is. There's only 31 automatic bids, you know, and now it's even harder if you're not in a P4 conference to get an at-large bid. It is. The landscape of the conferences has changed. It's a lot more difficult. You got to schedule well. You got to win some of those games you schedule. You can't afford bad losses at the end of the year. Hopefully, I think some things have to get looked at in regards to margin of victory and the net formula and offensive efficiency and defensive efficiency. There's different ways to win basketball games, playing fast, playing slow. If that's the case, you know, Harry Peretta, Villanova, boy, his net would have definitely been in a different shape and as far as offensive efficiency. And Coach Stringer at Rutgers, right, her offensive efficiency number. And those were 2 NCAA tournament teams every year. So I think we got to rethink that. I think we really got to look at the quad 1, quad 2, quad 3, quad 4 system as well. You know, because I think it puts out P4 teams in a little bit of disadvantage, and these are all things that need to be looked at. And I'm going to push forward in my position as WBCA president coming up. But you know, the one thing that you can control is how you schedule. Then the next thing is win games. Win games. So then you can be in the conversation. If you don't win your league, you're in the conversation to get an at-large bid.
I'm going to go back to the Zoom. I believe we have a question or 2 from the Zoom. Joey?
Jose, can you hear me?
Yeah.
You stuck with your iron 5 tonight for quite a bit. Did you consider going to your bench a little earlier?
Joey, the guys that played tonight were the ones that deserved to play, that have been doing the right things at practice, that have been good teammates, that have been good in preparation. So that's who I decided to go with.
Thanks.
All right, we're going to go back internally here, please.
Yeah, I haven't actually had a chance to talk to you about this. How has NIL affected, you're famously recruiting all over Europe, South America. You probably recruit internationally more than any other non-P4 team in the country. How has NIL affected you when you go abroad? Are kids asking questions about money? How has it changed what you have done in the pipeline that you've built over the last 20 years from both Europe and South America?
No, it's definitely changed now. They all have representatives and agents now, which is unfortunate because education for a lot of the international student athletes in regards to shared revenue and NIL is not there. And they're getting advised by people that are brokering deals with student athletes and families and taking 20% of their shared revenue in NIL, which is an absolute crime. So it's really disappointing to see what some of the stuff's going on.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. Congratulations on
Thank
a
you.
great season.